Hi. Hi, everybody. It's going to be a little bit quieter in this live because Gizmo is with his grandparents. Hi, real woman.
Hi.
Hi, Cuzzo. Hi. Thanks for joining us, ladies. Hope y'all are doing well this Saturday. Hi. Hi. Hey, cousin.
Hello.
Hi. Hola. Hey, the lady of the hour. Yes. Yay! We love them too. Hi, Miss Tilly.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Oh no! Real Woman says she's in love with Carol on Tuesday. Yes, that is a great anime.
It is.
We are looking forward to another season.
The soundtrack.
Yes, the soundtrack is everything. Hi, Werewolf. Hey, Mad Luke.
It's being weird. I'm just trying to see what's going on. But I got my Sailor Moon shirt. See?
Oh, so
Yeah, I got it for my birthday. Like, one of my good friends knew I love anime, so he's just like, what do you want for your birthday? I said Sailor Moon.
oh, sweet.
I've been a Sailor Moon fan since I was 4 years old because it was my first anime. Like, actually, yeah, Sailor Moon's what got me into anime because I used to watch it. I used to watch it on Toonami with Dragon Ball Z and Rurouni Kenshin,
Right.
Gundam, those type of shows. But Sailor Moon always stuck with me because it was very positive. The main character was female, and it's like I'm a little girl, and little girls look up to female characters. So I thought it was cute, and they had cute uniforms.
Yeah, and it's Taylor Jupiter's birthday today too. So.
Oh yeah, huh? She's a Sagittarius. Go Jupiter. She used to be my favorite. Like when I was a kid, Sailor Jupiter used to be my favorite because she was kind of like a tomboy, but she was very athletic and she knew how to cook. And then I like Sailor Mercury.
Oh.
And so she's Sailor. Yeah, now my favorite Sailor Mercury because she's very, very intelligent and she's kind of like the brains of the group, the brains of the operation. Without Sailor Mercury, the team kind of collapse a bit.
Very true. Yeah. You should do a cosplay of Sailor Mercury. That would be
I
awesome.
was going to do a cosplay of eventually a cosplay of Sailor Mercury and Sailor Mars because I like Mars' look too. And I got more Sailor Moon merchandise. I have this hoodie of Chibi Yusa. Yeah, I know. I'm a Sailor Moon fan. Huge fan.
Yes, for Sailor Moon fans. All of us unite. Mm-hmm. So I guess we should get started. You were on the show before, so do you want to reintroduce yourself to everybody?
Oh, yes, of course. Hello, everybody. My name is Missteele93. Yes, that's my Instagram name, but I am a cosplayer, former podcaster, aspiring voice actress, and a gamer. Mostly love Tekken and I computer program too.
Yeah. She will kick your butt in Tekken, I'm telling you. She's a beast. Exactly.
The Tekken scene, it's been very competitive, especially with the new season. It's been kind of on and off. I've been winning, I've been losing, but I'm still learning how the game. I still love it. It's very enjoyable. I definitely love Kunima too. She's very fun.
also we want to say we're like so happy that you're okay, you're safe and sound because we were
Yeah.
worried about you. That's
Oh
another thing we
yes,
want.
about the fire. It's because like it was Wednesday around 10 o'clock at night. I was helping my brother with his essay to turn it in, but then I got an emergency alert about like 4 or 5 times telling us to evacuate, and there's a fire around my neighborhood, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I was a little paranoid, a little bit scared, but I'm glad that things got better. The only thing was that one house burned down, and no one was injured, so that was a good thing.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I do not like fires in California, but we rarely get them.
But thank God once again that you're all right. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, crazy. What's up, everybody coming in?
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Hola, ¿cómo estás? You.
So I know you was mentioning that you're a comic book fan too. So do you want to share you got into comics and all that?
Yes, I am. Okay, so I got my other merchandise I wanted to show you too. My other shirt. It's basically Stan Lee. Because he made Stan Lee, the guy who created Marvel, without Spider-Man, without Hulk, without Black Panther, without our favorite comic book heroes, there would be no, without Stan Lee, we wouldn't have Spider-Man, we wouldn't have Hulk, we wouldn't have a lot of characters, we wouldn't have X-Men. But anyway, so what got me into comic books was my dad. He told me when he was a kid, he used to collect Star Wars, like Star Wars comic books, TV, not TV, but toys, merchandise, and watching movies. And to this day, he still watches Star Wars. While my mom, she loves Wonder Woman. She grew up watching the Wonder Woman show in the 1970s when Linda Carter in it. And we currently have the Wonder Woman collection in my house, which is really cool. And because my mom, I grew up to love Wonder Woman. She's one of my favorite heroines in comics and DC in the DC universe, and she's very symbolic. She's very very symbolic. Oh, just something about Wonder Woman is just like, just watch out. Wonder Woman will come and attack you. If you mess with her, don't mess with her. I was watching Justice League the other day because I was just nerding out, watching Justice League, Teen Titans, Young Justice. I'm currently watching Young Justice, but I was just nerding out watching DC related stuff. And then the very first episode, Justice League comes on. Green Lantern's like, "Who is this amateur?" I'm like, "Amateur? She's Wonder Woman. Who are you?" I was so hyped. I was just fed out. Like, no, you do not call Wonder Woman no amateur. It is Wonder Woman. I was just like, "Get me in the TV real quick. We have to fight." But yeah, Wonder Woman, she's my favorite. And then I also on DC side, I like Wonder Woman, Starfire, and there's one more character. Oh, and Poison Ivy. You know, Poison Ivy's a villain. She's very clever. I think she's clever. And then on the Marvel side, there's Rogue and Gambit. They're my two favorites because I like X-Men.
You had a question, Christy?
Yeah, I had a question. So, like, how excited are you for like the new Wonder Woman movie? I know a lot of people keep talking.
Oh, yes, isn't Cheetah supposed to be in it?
I'm not familiar with all the characters, but I like saw like the cover of it, and I was like,
yeah,
awesome.
I think Cheetah's supposed to be in it because Wonder Woman and Cheetah, they had a huge rivalry throughout the comic books too. I forgot why, but I have to read up on it again. But I'm excited for it because I generally love Wonder Woman. What's ironic is I have yet to cosplay Wonder Woman, but I will soon. Maybe next year when COVID settles down and everything goes back to normal. I don't know where everyone go back to normal, but I just hope things get better.
Yes. It's like some people gotta take it seriously. Like wear your mask, wash your hands, social distancing. It's just
Yeah.
I don't care about wearing a mask.
yeah, it's frustrating to see that. Christy and I, we were watching like a whole bunch of YouTube videos with people who have freakouts just because like they're going in stores and like the workers were telling them to put on a mask and they're freaking out just because they're telling them to put on a mask. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Frustrating.
It is crazy. I don't know. Do you guys think that COVID, like, do you think things will go back to normal ever? I don't know. It's hard to
No,
tell. Yeah.
I mean honestly, no. I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy, but it's not to me. It's not going to be the same like how it was.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's just
It's
too
just
much
really
stuff.
sad.
Oh, on a lighter note, though, on a lighter note, Real Woman had a question. She said, "Did you see the movie about the person who created Wonder Woman?"
The person who created Wonder Woman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, but I will check that out. I need to check that out. So I'm a huge Wonder Woman fan. My personal favorite, when I was in college, I actually did an essay on Wonder Woman too. It was interesting. I
Oh
learned a lot.
wow!
Actually had to do an analysis on superheroes and history about, well, my family history about my grandmother and beauty pageants and stuff. So what I did is I pretty much, well, my grandmother passed away like 5 years ago, which was kind of sad because it was right before I was about to graduate college. But I managed to get some information about how she talked about Wonder Woman and beauty pageants and Wonder Woman. There was actually an episode about beauty pageants in the old Wonder Woman show and Linda Carter, and that took place in the 1980s, I think, something like that. But it was pretty cool because it was one of my favorite episodes too. So in that episode, Linda Carter, aka Wonder Woman, she goes undercover as a beauty pageant contestant, and she pretty much challenges the beauty standards and how pretty much there wasn't really most of the contestants were slim. They weren't really of color. Well, they weren't black. They weren't Latin. They weren't Asian. They were just very Eurocentric. But but I thought it was interesting because she pretty much challenged that, and ironically, they try to make Wonder Woman as the main winner of the contest. And I thought it was interesting too because in real life, Linda Carter, before she became Wonder Woman, I think she won Miss USA or something like that, and that's what got her onto the show.
Wow,
That's a very cool story. Man,
Yeah.
very cool.
So.
Oh, you go ahead. I didn't mean. I was just the question because we were talking about it numerous times, but it's like we're not really familiar with comics like that, but we would like to be. So where do you start? Like, do you read your comics online or local comics?
I used to, well, thank God, some of the malls in my area in California, they do have some comic book stores which are very nice. But nowadays everything's about technology, so more than likely you're gonna see online comic books and graphic novels on the computer. But I have the DC app, so I've been reading comics from there. But then I also have been looking at Comic Vine. Comic Vine is a comic book encyclopedia that lists pretty much all the comic book heroes, all the comic villains. They even did like a little bio of Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, which I thought was funny. But Comic Vine is really awesome.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing. I'm like,
we're definitely gonna check that out.
We were like little kids in a candy store. I remember one day, it was a while back, Christy and I were looking at all like the superheroes and villains from Marvel and DC. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like they look cool. I never heard of them. I was like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a huge comic book nerd. I mean, I grew up with comic books since I was a kid, and I used to read comic books all the time. And what's ironic is my brother, he's doing a project where he has to make his own comic book, so I'm helping him with that. So I think that's cool. As teacher, I could tell she's a huge comic book fan too, because she quizzed my brother on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think that's the last Spider-Man movie that came out. She quizzed him on that, and then she asked him to do like an essay on Black Panther. So I'm like, yeah, your teacher's a comic book fan. You're lucky.
That Beat That Guy Gaming said that's awesome. Yes.
Yeah, but speaking of gaming, and still, I am also working on my own games. One of the games I'm working on is called X or Explode. I might change the title to Exploding X's or Explode. Okay, so the gameplay is pretty funny. So it's like you pretty much get to tap around on the screen, your character, and your character, they fight. They don't necessarily fight, but you have to hold. Your character walks around with a cell phone in their hand, and they flash the cell phone at enemies. So pretty much you have to flash the phone at enemies to make them either go away or disappear. And the more they disappear, the more points is added to your score. And then for each level, there's like a boss who you have to challenge, and that's like your ex or significant other in the game. And so for that, your ex or significant other, they engage in battle with you, and they text you and stuff like that, and then you have to text back to make them go away. But if you don't make them go away after a certain period of time, you lose all your health, your head explodes.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like,
I'm working on it. It's a long progress, but it's coming along pretty well. It's at first I wanted to make it 2D, but then what sucked was it was this one engine I was working with and didn't really have everything I needed to help complete the game. So I just switched to Unity, and now I'm making it 3D to make it better.
that is so cool. Like, this, like when you were sending us the screenshots, I'm like, oh my god, how do you do all that?
It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but first I used Photoshop for the 2D just to make my drawings and stuff, but then I switched to Blender for 3D. I really like Blender. You know, sometimes me and Blender don't get along, but I'm still learning.
You have to send us some tutorials. I remember Blender, when I was in school, we had like mentioned it, and I tried it like a free trial of it, and I was like, this is complicated. I don't like Blender. 3ds Max, I did not like. 3ds Max was not my friend.
Right. Yeah, that's the first game I'm coming out. After I'm finished with that game, I'm thinking about making another game, but the second game's gonna revolve around aliens and superpowers. Because I like stuff like that. I like comic books, anime, anything.
Yes, we know it can be awesome.
Yes, so that's gonna be the second game. That's also going to be 3D. And then I think the last game, it might be augmented reality, which is kind of like virtual reality, except it's on your cell phones. Kind of like Pokemon Go, but just different. Yeah, not many people know augmented reality, but it's pretty interesting. It's really cool. Well, what got me into wanting to make my own games now too is because I've been computer programming for about like 2-3 years, and then one day I was just playing Tekken, and I'm like, this is fun, but why not just make my own stuff, you know, and just have fun with it. So that's what got me into it.
How do you come up with like your ideas like, for like the storyline? Like that's very unique. It is.
Well, I use a lot of references. Well, because I love anime, I did try to use some of my creations and hairstyles. Most of it I got from anime. And also because I kind of like fashion too. I like to go shopping at once in a while. So I also look at different references of clothing. I also look at also look at superheroes and powers and stuff. Even my first game doesn't have superheroes. It's based on cell phones and texting. I was just like, I'll just make it simple. But the second one is definitely gonna be very interesting. So I'm working on the game now, my first game now, because if I'm not able to complete it, then I won't be able to complete my other games. And I just want to get the feel of it so that once I complete this, I'll be able to do other stuff. I could do more stuff, even better. It might be better than my first game.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the hairstyles too that you chose for the characters. Like the pigtails are my favorite. I was like, oh, look at the pigtails.
I know. But it's awesome though. I'm still working on the animations, but I do love the styles because like I'm a pigtail person because I grew up wearing like pigtails and ponytails when I was a kid. So I'm like, let's get our pigtails.
Yeah, it was really cute. I like the girliness with the characters. I'm like, yay! I'm totally feeling cute.
So for my game, and hopefully for a superhero game too, you'll be able to customize. So you'll be able to either be a girl or a guy, and then you'll be able to change the hairstyles. The clothes I'm still working on because it's pretty hard to make 3D clothes in Blender, but I'm still learning.
Okay. We know you're gonna get it. You're so talented, but we know you got this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you come up with names for the characters?
Oh, the names, that's up for the player to decide. So I'm thinking that for the game, the players will be able to have like, you'll be able to log in and have your own account. So it's like you'll have your username and then you could just name your character and then you could just play the game however you want to play it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And there's gonna be 3 modes. There's going to be a single player mode where you could build up your score. There's gonna be a versus mode or multiplayer mode. There's gonna be 2 modes for multiplayer. There's gonna be versus where you guys go against each other, and there's also gonna be a co-op mode where you guys could go against enemies together. And then there's gonna be a tournament mode.
Very nice. So I had a question too, like with the game, is it like if someone didn't go to school for it, is there like a lot of tutorials that you could find?
Oh, there's a whole bunch of tutorials. Oh, okay, so let me tell you a little bit about how I got into computer programming. The last time we talked with each other, I did tell you that I visited Sony Online Entertainment. So I don't know if you guys remember, but it's okay. But I did go to Sony Online Entertainment. That's what got me into computer programming. And when I first got into it, I didn't really understand anything. I thought it was very difficult because, for the most part, I had a lot of different teachers. But then it's like I felt I wasn't really learning anything because they're just jumping around back and forth and everything. So instead, what I did, I took the time to read the books on my own, and I just looked at different YouTube videos, and that's what taught me how I just taught myself how to computer program.
Wow.
So if anyone wants to learn computer programming, I definitely suggest just teach yourself. Like, you can go to school for it, especially if you want to, especially if you want to get a job eventually in the computer field with a degree and stuff, because they do look for that at times. But if you just want to create your own game or create your own app, you don't really need to go to school for that. You could just learn it on your own. That's just how I look at it.
Good advice.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes.
I mean, and also too, like, you know, like what you're saying, it's good to kind of be able to like learn it for yourself, like you value that more, and also just like take it like at your pace, because everybody learns differently,
Exactly. And
yeah.
I'm making my games too, so I can build my portfolio. So if I eventually want to work for a gaming company or a mobile company, I'll have all my stuff under my belt. And who knows, I might even like start my own business one day and just that focuses around game development, app development, because I really like it.
Yes. Let's see if there's any
I
questions.
think there were.
Yeah, I think there was a few questions, so let me scroll.
Okay.
Let me scroll, scroll. Someone said Tekken? Yes, she was butt in Tekken.
Watch out! Don't get money. You'll lose it.
Okay, Real Woman said Professor Martin and the Wonder Woman is the movie. So that's the title of the movie that she was telling us about.
Okay. I'll take note of that. Professor Martin, Wonder Woman.
And let's see. Oh, and then Common Writers Cosplay said, "Are you a game designer?"
Oh, game designer. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't really see myself as a game designer yet because it's my first game, but I guess I could call myself one, but I'm more of a computer programmer. But I guess game design does come hand in hand with computer programming.
She's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And Edie of the East said, "Who doesn't like pigtails?"
Right?
That's like what?
He said, "Who doesn't like pigtails?"
I know. I love pigtails. That reminds me because, well, my hair kind of like broke out, but it used to be longer in the past, especially when I was around like 18, 19. I used to wear my hair in pigtails a lot when I didn't feel like messing with it. And this one chick, she's like, "Oh my gosh, who wears pigtails? That's so childish." And I'm like, next, and then a year later, right, Suicide Squad comes out, everybody's wearing pigtails. So I'm like, you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. I see you was sitting there talking about my pigtails. Now you trying to rock pigtails.
Right? Oh, like you hypocrites.
Oh, and then Edie said, he said, "Let me know if you need an extra voice for a character, LOL." He's a voice actor.
Character voice. I can still do voice acting too.
And then, Uncle Montel, he said, "Me too." What Edie said. I always said Uncle Montel needs to be a voice actor.
I guess I still got it. I'm still making my own voices though. Let's see. Well, I can sound like a kid, like a little boy voice. I can sound like a little boy. So it's like, so I got really bored, so I just felt like going skateboarding today. It's really awesome.
You know what I'm going to ask you? Yes, you know what I'm going to ask you to do?
Huh?
Could you do the pervert voice?
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. You guys want some popsicles? I know you want some popsicles. You gotta bring that ass back over here. Boys want, I know what boys want. Okay, it's even weird. I haven't done that voice in so long, but I still kind of got it. It's just been a while since I've voice acted.
Yeah, you do. I'm telling you guys, she's a jack of all trades.
But I'm just I haven't voice acted. Like, to tell the truth, I haven't really voice acted or cosplayed in a while though, because I just mostly been focusing on developing the games. That's just my main priority right now, because I just want to make them as fun as possible and entertaining.
Right.
Because it's like I'm not doing it besides just for me, and also because of my passion, but it's because like something I want to bring to people, and then it's like you can make like a whole diversity of people.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I've mostly been working on.
Oh, John, he said she is really good at Tekken also.
Yes. Kick your butt in Tekken.
Oh, Tekken. Me and Tekken have like a huge history together. Okay, so Tekken history. I started playing Tekken since I was 4 or 5 years old. Same time I started watching anime. So my parents used to take me to the laundromat to do laundry, but then I would see little arcade games like Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Jurassic Park, House of the Dead, just different games. But Tekken is what stuck out to me. So I'm just like, ooh, Tekken. And then I started button mashing because I didn't know what I was doing, but that's what sparked my love for the game. So as I got older, I started going to the arcades more, playing the game. But I never really owned the games until Tekken 6. And that was when I was like about 15 and 16, I think, when I really, really started getting into Tekken. So once I got what got me to Tekken 6 was that my other brother, he brought the game over to my house. And I'm just like, oh, I remember this game. I used to play this game all the time at the arcade, Tekken 6. And then, well, not Tekken 6, but Tekken in general. So so my brothers showed me the game, and then I just started to get hooked on it because I'm like, hey, this game's interesting. I mean, you get to customize, you get to fight people, you get to do story mode. Like, this is a pretty addicting game. And I just got addicted, hooked on it. And I started beating people, and then he's just like, whoa, you're pretty good at this. And I'm like, I know, I want to play more of it. So what I did, I bought the game for myself, and I really started to learn more of the fundamentals of the game and how to really play it. And then Tag 2, I started to play the game more religiously, like I was on top of the game. And at that point, on Tag 2 on Xbox, they put me as like one of the top online female players for Xbox at the time, because I was just always on the game at the time. And now Tekken 7 have it pretty good, but not as good as it used to be because I've been really busy, but I still have love for the game. And they come out with a Tekken 8 or Tekken Tag 3, I'm gonna get those games too.
Yeah. Someone had a question too. I think, let me see. I think they asked you, Beat That Guy Gaming asked who's your favorite player.
In Tekken, oh, definitely Xiaoyu, because she's just so cute, but then she's so quick and fierce. But then I also like Samina and Julia and then Kunimitsu. My starting characters when I really got into the game though was Christy and Lily. But then but then as I started to get better, I started to play harder characters. I can generally play with everybody in the game, but I like playing with the females more because they're just more I don't know, there's something about the females. They're just more customizable, and then they're very agile and really quick.
Said Xiao Yu is dope. Yeah,
she is.
She's cute.
Yeah. when I get the chance, I might cosplay Tekken characters too, because I've yet to cosplay anybody from Tekken. Speaking of Tekken, I did see your Williams sisters cosplay with Anna and Anita. That was really cool.
Oh, thank you. We would love to do like a collab with you for Tekken.
Oh yeah, one day. Yeah, hopefully if after this whole coronavirus craziness is calmed down and settled, we could just all go to a con one day and just like cosplay. Like we do like a cosplay collection. Like we could be Sailor Scouts, or we could be like Tekken characters, or we could also be characters for a different anime or something.
That would be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking back, speaking on Tekken, I'm just thinking back to like the older ones. Me and Christy were laughing. We was like, you remember the older Tekken, how bad the graphics were? And then you see how a long way, and it's like back then when you were playing it, you didn't realize how crappy the graphics were.
Yeah.
I know the graphics they weren't really that good, but over time it did improve. Especially there's one day I tried to play Tekken 1 and Tekken 2, and then when I went back to play it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is barely playable. The graphics are horrible. I'm surprised it didn't flop, but Tekken's here today.
Oh, John said pixelated graphics.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh Lord! But that was the good old days. Oh my gosh, I wish I was a kid again. Like I'm just thinking back to that. We have our little game room downstairs. We'll be playing Tekken and like you mentioned, Bloody Roar, Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur. The first two.
I remember playing video games as a kid. You had to go to your channel 3 or channel 4 just to play video games. Yeah.
Oh Lord. Those are the good old days. Did you play Killer Instinct? You ever Killer Instinct?
I remember the game. I just never got the chance to really play it.
Yeah, that was a good fighting game too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Killer Instinct's a good fighting game. I like Bloody Roar too.
Yes. Oh, the referee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bloody Roar was awesome. I had Bloody Roars 2 and 3, I think, from my PS3, but then my brother deleted it. I'm like, dang it. I still want to compete for Tekken one day, but I have to try and make time for everything, like Tekken, game developing. It's a lot.
Yeah. But I mean, if you ever get the time and Lord willing, COVID gets better, you definitely should compete because you give them a run for their money.
Yeah, I will. Hopefully when time gets better and this COVID madness goes down. But how are you holding up during COVID?
Honestly, just trying to stay safe. We've been doing a lot of like hobbies that we are able to do there. We have the extra time, and then spending time with our family as well.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it.
That's good. Yeah, I've been spending time with my family as well. And just spending time with old friends and a person I used to date, but we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, we had a question too. Common Rider, he says, does anybody have an Xbox One?
Xbox One, no. I just have a PlayStation 4. My brother kept talking about the PlayStation 5, and he's just like, are you going to get it or are you not going to get it? And I said, I'm just going to wait it out. It's been like, for me, every time a new console comes out, I don't even get it right away. I wait a couple of months to maybe a year just to get it, just because of the fact every time it comes out, there's like some type of bug or some type of error. And I don't like bugs or errors. So I just wait. And I just wait till the price drops too, because it's better when the price drops.
Right, because that payment, I'm like, ain't nobody trying to spend that much and then it ends up getting broke.
I remember when the Xbox very first came out, the white version of Xbox, I didn't even get that version because when I first heard about it, it got the red ring of death, and I'm like, that's a waste of time. So like at the time, like I'll just stick with the PS2. I'm good.
Right. Yeah. What did we have? We just had the Xbox 360, right? That's all we had.
Yeah, I mean, we had the red ring of death a couple of times. We had to send it in for service, which was like just devastating. But I was like, after like you said, like PlayStation, so that's what we've been like married to.
Yeah. After hearing about the red ring and death, I'm like, I'm good. I'm just gonna stick with PlayStation for a while. But I did get the 360. I got the Elite version, the black version, and that one's actually better. And my Xbox never really had problems since then. I had it for about like maybe like 4 years, 4 or 5 years before I switched to PlayStation. Well, completely. So it was pretty good. Xbox was kind of in its prime at the time too, because that's when they introduced party chat and stuff like that. And party chat was completely new to me.
Oh yeah, was that like you're playing and talk to people and all at the same time? Is that what you're talking about? The party chat? Is that feature where like you're playing with your friends and you have the headset and you're talking to them?
Yeah, that was completely new to me. I got At that time, Xbox was in its prime because, like, what? You can actually talk to people from around the world now? Like, wow. That's a lot.
Wasn't our cousin doing that?
Some people say some wild stuff
Yeah,
on that. I'm like,
Yeah, they
whoa.
do.
He was playing, I think he was playing one of the GTA games.
It was very
Yeah, and it was some people saying some weird stuff, and I think somebody was watching like porn or something in the background, and then people are yelling, "Turn it down! Turn it down!"
Yeah. That's why, as I got older, I don't talk to everybody. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of on the weird side, suspect side. I'm just gonna like tone it down. Well, like, nice meeting you.
Oh my god. I think there were some comments like,
Okay, let's see. John said, "I love Sunset Overdrive on Xbox. It's an amazing game." And Common Rider said, "Has anyone heard of God Hand for the PS2?"
no.
No, I never heard of that.
Mm-mm.
I never heard of that. What
What
is
is
it?
Oh yeah, also for my game though that I'm coming out with later eventually, it's going to be available for both PC and mobile phones.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So it's gonna be fun. As for the augmented reality one, that's just gonna be only on phones, but that's going to be later when I get better with game development.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it
Like, I'm just amazed. Like I said, when you show screenshots, I'm just like, wow, that is so cool.
Mhm.
and for it to be like your first game,
Yeah.
like it's just like all the other ones that you're planning to do later on, like they're gonna be like, wow.
Yes. You just like,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, yeah. But the first game I do make, it's gonna be really simple, just the gameplay. So you don't have to do much. You could just tap on your screen.
That's so cool.
That's fun.
That is fun.
We are
Yeah.
excited.
Speaking of games, like, did you guys hear that the guy who made Flappy Bird, he made it in only 3 days, and now it's like one of the most popular mobile games that came out?
I didn't know that.
No.
And I never played. I mean, because I remember like the Angry Birds when Angry Birds came out, like the obsession with Angry Birds. And then I did hear about Flappy Bird, but I never played it. But,
I never played Flappy Bird either, but apparently it was a very popular mobile game. It was very simple yet addicting, but it made so much money. And the guy who made it only made it in 3 days, which is ridiculous. I'm like, that's crazy.
that is crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
3 days and it became so popular.
Yeah, as for my games, it's gonna take me some time. I I did a little bit of research about like how long it should take to make mobile games in general or your own game. And someone said they should give like a time span between maybe like 3 to 6 months on average. But if you take more than a year, then it's not going to do so well. And if you take less than a week, it's not going to do so well because it's rare.
Well, the guy for Flappy was it Flappy Bird? He like
Yeah, 3 days though.
What is Flappy Bird about, anyways? I'm curious now. Now I want to play
I know
it.
I've heard of it, but I never played it.
Well, Flappy Bird is literally just a bird that's flying across the screen, and you have to make sure the bird doesn't touch the tubes around the screen, because if you touch it, then you automatically lose.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Wow. I'll tell you another mobile game I was addicted to. I actually played it on my Kindle. It was called Ant Smasher or something. And like the ants come across and you just smash it. Then it sometimes it's like bumblebees. You gotta make sure not to hit bumblebees or you lose. I was addicted to that.
Oh yeah, I can also make a 3D air hockey game too, but I chose not to because it's pretty common, and people already probably came up with something like that. So I just kept it. I just kept it saved on my computer, but I'm not gonna release it or anything.
Okay. We got I think, let me see. Oh, I remember Beautiful Joe. He said, and then the other guy said, I like fully customized games where you gain skill points to build your character any way you want, like Def Jam 1 and 2.
Oh, I love Def Jam. Def Jam was one of my games.
Our brother liked the.
Yeah.
I love fighting games. That's just in me. I love to fight. But I think one of the best Def Jam games was Fight for New York or something like that. They should remaster Def Jam.
They should.
Yeah.
They really should.
Def Jam was slept on. It was underrated.
Yeah. I have a question. Like, do you feel fighting games are more fun? Do you have a lot of people to play with, or is it fun just playing by yourself?
Oh, that's a hard question. Dang. Well, I do like fighting games because they're very strategic and they do take a whole amount of time to learn because not many people can really play video games. Not video games, but fighting games, I mean. Because I sometimes hear a lot of times people who say they play video games, they don't really get into fighting games because it just takes so much time to learn and it's pretty hard in general. And I think it's fun if you play with people, especially like when there's tournaments or just events held outside, held offline. Like if you go like I used to go locals for Tekken, and I used to compete in many tournaments and stuff. But what I like going to locals, I just made a whole bunch of friends and just talking and stuff. So it's it's pretty fun playing with friends versus like playing by yourself because you can play by yourself, but then it gets kind of boring after a while.
Right.
Versus friends where you can just meet everybody and you can communicate and socialize and just have fun and learn the game. But I do kind of miss I really do miss like the old environment where you could go to the arcade with your friends and have fun, or your friends can come over to your house and you guys can play the game together.
Right.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll have my own arcade. There's no telling what I'm gonna do. I just have a whole bunch of ideas, but I need to stick with one.
That's good. That's good. You have all the ideas. Write them down and set a goal for yourself. It's pretty good.
Mhm.
What else? Okay. Tekken. He said Tekken.
I know.
I think
it's a game.
I think we talked about it before. I think we did actually before. But who was like one of your crushes on Tekken?
Oh, Tekken crushes.
Anyone in the comments too?
I like Lars. Yeah, Lars is handsome. He's really strong. When I was a teenager, it used to be Harong, but not anymore.
That's Christy's boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be.
Anybody in the comments? Who's y'all's crushes from Tekken?
Yeah, who are your guys' crushes? There's like so many. Like the females are attractive, the males are buff and muscular. Who do you like?
Oh, he does look pretty cool.
I'm curious to know everyone's crushes from Tekken.
Me too. Oh, my current one is Lars. Oh, yeah, you said Miguel too, but now just mostly Lars.
And Miguel was handsome. You still that? Okay.
But I do like the special effects they do in Tekken when they fight. It's just really awesome. It's like whenever someone gets hit or anything, they have like this 3D effect, and then they have like in Tekken 7 now they have like their special moves called a Rage Art, which is like a 3D special effect. I think that's what's really cool.
Hey, Bobby B. They're answering the questions. Beat that God game and said June. Yeah, June was cute.
June's beautiful. She's pure.
Yeah. Christy, Anthony like Christy. Christy's pretty.
Yeah, Christy's pretty.
I think that's it as far as answering. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
You. Hope you're feeling strong. And then John said, "Don't worry, fellas. She was very gentle when she kicked my butt in Tekken. You won't feel bad. He's like, feel you won't feel so bad losing to her because she was polite. Does that make it worse?"
Oh, I'm really humble. Like, it's weird. Even if I'm losing a Tekken, because I don't care if I lose as much, because half the times I'm usually winning, but it's like, even if I'm losing, I'm just very calm. I'll just be like, okay, it's okay. We'll just play another match, or it's okay. I'll learn someone else. It's just weird. I don't even really rage or get mad. I used to when I was younger, but now as I'm getting older, I rarely get mad. I'm just like, it is what it is.
But I think that's a good way to be, because it's like when you rage out, then it's like it's gonna make it worse. Like especially if you lose, bad. It's like calm down,
and you might break something.
Yeah, relax. It's okay.
Yeah, but I would love to compete eventually. There should be more females on the scene, female players, because it's very male dominated. But it's okay. I still learn. But so far, who's been taking over the Tekken scene is mostly Koreans and Pakistanians, especially. His name is Arslan Ash. He's a Pakistani, but he put Pakistani players on the map because he won Evo. I think he won both Evos of Tekken, but then he's just been consistently winning and stuff. But he's from Pakistan, and I've been seeing some Pakistani players gameplay, and they play crazy good. It's just like, wow, don't underestimate. It doesn't matter where you come from. Someone's gonna give you those hands.
Oh, we were laughing. We were laughing at these comments too. They said, "No, Mama, there are a lot of female players." And then Edie goes and says, "You better than some people, because I know boys be out here fighting like Tekken in real life." LOL.
That's funny.
Comment writers, yeah, his crush June. He said, "Mine was June." Oh, F Kazuya, Mishima, I'll be Jin.
Oh God. Okay.
Didn't you have a crush on Jin too?
I did.
Yeah, Jin.
Ooh. I don't know, Jin. I'm mad at Jin. I am mad at Jin because I don't like how he treated Xiaoyu in Tag 2. Okay, so there's like a winning pose. If you win with Jin and Xiaoyu trips on the floor and Jin doesn't even help her up. He just lets her sit there and just laughs at her. I'm like, screw you. I'm like, she helped you win.
It's like the little boy crush thing, like in school, you know?
Yeah.
They pick on the girl that they like. I guess that maybe was his way of being, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Beat That Guy Gaming said Saints Row. I heard it.
Oh, I love Saints Row. Saints Row is funny. Okay, so I kind of have like a top 4, top 5 favorite games. I have, so Tekken's one that was up there. Then I like Kingdom Hearts. I love Left 4 Dead. That's my favorite shooter. It's a zombie shooter. But then Saints Row is up there too. Saints Row is really funny.
I'm just looking at these comments. You're like,
yeah, that is kind of true, unfortunately.
Oh, any other comments?
No, not any more comments. You know, another cosplay, I don't know why this popped in my head. Oh, we have a comment. He said, "How did you feel about the last Kingdom Hearts?"
Good question.
That's a good question.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Honestly, I got mixed emotions about it. Like, I felt like they advertised it so much that it was gonna be good, but they could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at one point Kyrie was supposed to be really playable, but they just made her like the victim almost every game, which was kind of annoying to me.
Right.
And so I think you get to play with her in like the DLC, but I forgot what the DLC was called. But no, Kingdom Hearts 3 could have done better. And my personal favorite Kingdom Hearts game is Kingdom Hearts 2, though. That's
The
my
Kingdom Hearts was a nice game.
that's
Did
my
you
personal
wait?
favorite.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking because I'm like you said, a lot of people were disappointed. It's like after Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and then Kingdom Hearts 3, people waited so long for Part 3 to come out, and then once they played it, it waited this long, and it was a disappointment.
So that's what you do.
Yeah, because it's been years.
Yeah. I just hope they make another Kingdom Hearts game and doesn't like go downhill because 3 wasn't as good as the first two.
Yeah.
But what makes Kingdom Hearts so memorable is its soundtrack. I love the soundtrack.
Yes.
Simple and
Definitely.
clean. When you walk away.
Please,
I'll
be back.
Yep.
Oh, John had a question. He said, still play Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah, Star Wars. I have it. I just haven't been playing as much. I deleted it. I still have it in my library though, but Star Wars games, it could have been better too. It's a fun game though. I really like Star Wars.
Okay. And then Edie said 2 was the I like Roxas. He said Roxas was the go. My friend agrees with Roxas. Look into this game called, and then John said, look into this game called River City Girls. It's amazing. Beat them up. River City, we have to look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Edie said Karaoke Sunday gotta sing Simple and Clean. Yeah, that's our song.
I love Simple and Clean. And then I also like Sanctuary, or it's also called Passion.
Yes, yeah. My Sanctuary.
Every time I listen to that song, I just want to go to Disneyland.
Hello.
That's a good idea. Hopefully, when COVID goes down, I might go to Disney World again. I miss Disney World.
Oh, Disney World. I remember I was telling you about the video. This man, he got banned from Disney World for life because he refused to wear a mask. He was acting stupid and crazy. They banned him. I said, you had to be foolish. Now you banned him.
That's awesome. But yeah, I love Disney World too. Disneyland and Disney World is both fun for me.
We've never been.
Really? Oh my gosh. You have to go one of these days. It's both amusement parks are really fun.
Well, I got another question for you since we talk about Disney. What Disney princess would you like to cosplay as?
Well, the most easiest one is Tiana from Princess and the Frog, because it's so obvious. But I want my Mulan. So I like Mulan. She's my favorite. She's my personal favorite. Or even Ariel. I like Ariel too from Little Mermaid. She's cute.
Yeah, that'd be so cute.
She's like Sebastian. And Sebastian be like Ariel. I like how he says it. He's like Ariel. Your father will not be happy with this.
Poor Sebastian.
King Triton made him earn those coins.
I know, right? Ariel always doing something. We had another question. Common Writer said, each Kingdom Hearts title song has meaning. Simple and Clean is about falling in love. Sanctuary is about being in a relationship. Don't Think Twice about marriage. Fun fact. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. That's so cute. Makes me want to cry a bit. Because you grew up with Kingdom Hearts. I mean, Kingdom Hearts first came out when I was like 9. And when I remember playing Kingdom Hearts for the very first time, it was with me and my best friend at the time. But she moved away, so we don't talk anymore. I don't know where she lives now, but she was awesome. But anyway, so it's like when we first got Kingdom Hearts, we had to play through the first level against this big, huge shadow heartless thing. I forgot what it was called. I think it was called the Dark Side or something like that. But when we first saw it, we turned the game off and we're like, we ain't playing that. Screw that. And then my brother, he picked it up and then he's like, this is really fun. He actually beat it. He was like 6 at the time. And then I'm like, okay, I'll actually play it. I'm not scared anymore. I ain't scared.
Oh, we used to laugh because Christy and our brother, we all used to play it together. And our brother used to make us laugh because he would always take Donald out of the group. He's like, man, Donald sucks.
What? Donald was
Yes.
so resourceful to me. Like, I will always pick Donald for some reason because he will always cure me for whatever reason. Goofy did his own thing, but Donald, he was just there to cure me every time. He's like, Sora!
Donald always got killed. That's the thing. And we're just like, no, take him out the group.
That is true, though. He did get killed a lot. Goofy, I feel like Goofy had better resistance. Oh, you guys play Kingdom Hearts too, right?
Yeah, it's been years, but we just.
Do you remember there's like a couple of worlds where it's like if Sora kind of dies, you could play as Mickey?
I think it's been years. I have to look back at the game.
So there's like one level, it was Beauty and the Beast. So if Sora is knocked out, Mickey, he takes over and you get to play as Mickey just to cure Sora back. But Mickey kind of fights like Yoda in a way. I think it's funny.
Oh, I'm looking at the two. Producer Taku said Goofy was the MVP and Donald is Yes.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2. I like, part 2, it's been a minute, but the first one, like, hold, a special place because, Kingdom Hearts 1, we love.
Mm-hmm.
Part 3, we did not finish because it kind of was like,
Yeah. I didn't bother to finish part 3. I could have. I'm still like, if I go back and play it now, I'm still like close to the Big Hero 6 level.
Oh, okay. Because we left off on the Toy Story. The Toy Story level.
Oh, Toy Story level was actually pretty fun. I liked it.
And then, hey, that's our brother that came in. Hey, Bubby.
Hello.
And then, the other guy said Ariel's the youngest, right? Yeah, she's the youngest. And then I think he said, why don't they ever talk about Ariel's sisters? Because she had a lot of sisters.
Yeah, I think Ariel had about like 6 to 7 sisters.
Yeah, she had a lot of
like King Train got railed. Just kidding.
Nerdy Black 5 said the only one I played was 3, and Daffy and Goofy just watched as I got beat the H up. Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
There is a Tron game for the PS4. It's really fun.
A Tron game?
I've never heard of it.
That is funny.
They just sat there. I'm thinking about Jack and Daxter when Jack get beat up. And then Jack, I was right behind you, Jack. Really? Yep.
So, any other questions?
Yeah. So we come to a close. But before we go, does anybody have questions for Miss Keeley? Hell yeah, one mother should die.
Any other questions for Miss Keeley, guys?
Anybody? We'll just wait a few seconds to see someone has a question. But this was fun.
It was
okay,
fun.
Anthony has a question. He said, "What is the best game you played?"
What's the best game I played? Oh, well, I can't say Tekken because that would be unfair. You know, it's one of my favorite games. Okay, I'll just say Simpsons Hit and Run because I actually beat that game a long time ago when I was 10. Simpsons Hit and Run is basically like the G-rated version of GTA, except with Simpsons in it. It's so funny. It's a funny game. They can remaster Simpsons Hit and Run.
They should. And then John asked you, he said, "What game are you anticipating next?"
Oh, I do want to play Spider-Man Miles Morales. If not that game, then maybe Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that looks cool.
That does look cool. And then Edie said, "What's your top name 3 worst video games to play?"
Worst video games. Oh my gosh. Okay. So there's this North American shooter game where you literally hunt deers and rabbits the whole entire game. That one was it's so ugh, I didn't like it. I forgot what it was called, but that'll be in my top 3. Another worst game. I don't really know because I haven't really played that too many games as of late. Ugh. Oh, now I remember the guy game. That game was horrible too. I don't know if you two heard the guy game. Okay, so the guy game is oh my gosh. Okay. So it's pretty much Girls Gone Wild, except it's a video game. That's all it is. So the guy game, it came out a long time ago in the 90s, I think, on PlayStation. It's pretty much the player is asked trivia questions, random trivia questions about anything, and then if they get it right, then they see some X-rated stuff. But the game got banned because of the fact that there was a girl who was underage and she was in the game and she wasn't supposed to be in the game, so they closed it.
Wow. Wow. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
And then John asks, "What's your next cosplay?"
My next cosplay. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. Maybe Starfire, because I love Starfire.
That'll be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, Starfire's cute. I like Starfire. She's cute.
And then the other guy said, "Would y'all play games where you have to jack in to play full VR?" I don't know.
Virtual reality. I don't think I could play virtual reality. I had a dream about that. It freaked me out. I'll have to take a pass on that.
Same here. I'm gonna pass. Yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah. Not gonna do that. Gizmo joined us.
Aww.
The barking.
Yep. Gizmo has joined the team. Oh, Lord, Gizmo.
But when I finish my first game, I'll definitely let you two know. So test it out.
That's cool. We're looking forward to it.
Yes.
I'm setting a deadline for myself to finish by February so that once I finish that, I can start working on the game.
Nice. We really look forward to it.
Me too. I can't wait to see how it comes out. It's going to be awesome.
Yay!
Yes.
So was there anything? Oh, the last thing to ask you too before we go, can you share all your social media platforms that you're on?
Oh, okay. So, well, my Facebook is my personal one. So if anyone wants my personal Facebook, they can just message me. But Instagram, Missteele93. My Twitch is Teely93. And that's about it.
Okay.
Yay!
Yes.
Thank you again, Miss Teal. We had fun. Like
Me too.
into it, and we got to do it again soon. And
Real
hopefully,
soon.
yes, things will get better, and we could do that Tekken collab.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that'll be. I want to do that one day so that we could just talk about it and then show all the pictures and stuff. This will be awesome.
Anything else you wanted to mention? Or?
No, nothing else. But I guess we'll close it out. But you and your family, you guys be safe and stay well. And we're so glad you guys are, doing good. And
Me too.
And
I'm happy. That's the main thing I'm happy about. Just being healthy and staying out of danger. Because the fire did scare me a couple days back, but I'm just glad to be healthy.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. All right.
Okay. Nice seeing you too.
Thank you. You take care.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.